The sun is out. A great afternoon for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today, a good matchup here in the AFC. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins.
Welcome to the field, your 2025 Miami Dolphins.
Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. The veteran Matt Prater has this one set to get started. Off we go from Hard Rock Stadium. He'll get across the 20, welcome down to the 23-yard line. The Miami offense set to go, led by 27-year-old Tua Tagovailoa. Greg, hard to believe, sixth season as the Dolphins quarterback.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the number one goal of every team, every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second and a yard. In motion, it's Waddle. The first carry here for Devon Achane. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A gain there of 16 yards. Good for a Dolphins first down.
Second and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
They'll stay on the ground with Achane. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Man in motion here is Washington. Forced out wide. Off he goes. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down.
It's a gain of 28 yards. And the Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life, his speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive.
That one not disguised too well. He'll get back to the line. That's it.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11. At the 22-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Here's Tagovailoa. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
I'm not sure what it was, Mike, but there was something off about that play from the jump. I'm not sure if it was the body language or the on-the-line of scrimmage communication, but it was pretty clear to me that they weren't on the same page, and I think the result showed.
Throwing on third down, Tagovailoa taking off. He'll try to get there. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit short, and now it's fourth down.
But it's fourth down.
And that's a pretty good effort here on third and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short of the first down.
So instead of going for the first down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. Patterson's kick is good. And the Dolphins are out to an early 3-0 lead.
You know, they did a lot of good things on this opening drive, Mike. I know they stalled out once they got down there into the red zone. They're going to need to work on finishing some of these drives as this game moves along. But that's a good 3 points to start this game.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. Now Codrington to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
I think in today's modern NFL, if you had the ability to create a quarterback and all the qualities that come along with it, Josh Allen's at or near the top of the list. And what I mean by that, Mike, is he's big, he's mobile, he can run to escape, but he can also run as a designed option. And then, of course, in the passing game, he can make every throw. He's smart. He elevates those around him. The last piece of the puzzle, can he get over the hump and have that postseason success to really put him in that upper echelon category?
Now we'll get a stoppage here for an injured Bill. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Second and 5. From the gun, here is Allen. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
A gain of 6.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Well, Mike, the other day we heard how the offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He'll step up and run this. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
It's a gain of
22 yards, the pickup there. First down, Buffalo.
First down. A gain of 22 yards. And the Bills' first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback. But here we are, early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
Now Allen on first down. He'll find Shakir open right side. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Dolphins' 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Josh Allen. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet, and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them, and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
3rd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Allen. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Seems like the quarterback was a little predetermined in his read. I think he decided even before seeing the coverage where that ball was going. Next time, read the coverage. Let the play unfold. Don't force something that's not there.
Prater's kick is good. And the Bills will tie the game at 3 apiece. Field goals for both sides on their opening possessions. 3-3 as this one's kicked away. Washington now to return it. Woo! And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense ready to possess the football for the second time. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down.
Well, you know, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably not what they had in mind when they called that play, but those guys on defense, it felt like they knew what was coming from the start, and they got to him in a hurry.
2nd and 11. On the ground, here is Achane. He's going to force his way for a yard or two, but looks like this one's going to be coming back.
Still second down.
Now it's Tua. Right back to him. He's got it again. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line. They get 21 on that one. First down, Miami.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
This throw right side is caught by Hill. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. That's catch 3 just on this drop. And it gets his team a first down.
He's made his presence felt throughout this opening quarter. They better figure out a way to slow him down defensively. Otherwise, he's in store for a monster game.
Play action. Tagovailoa. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A 6-yard pickup.
This is a great example of why it's so critical that on defense, everybody does their job. You got a free hit blitzer coming right at the quarterback, but because they don't contain him in the pocket, they allow him to escape, and it doesn't allow that blitz to get home.
They'll fake the handoff. Now, Tua. He takes off. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
The defense is going to have to come up with a plan for this quarterback using his legs, Mike, or it's going to be a long day. They knew coming in he was a threat, but I'm not sure they thought he would be this effective this early.
And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Now, after the play, he'll stop it. We have an injured Dolphin. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
From the gun, here's Tua. And that is incomplete.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
So that brings up 4th down. The veteran Jake Bailey called on to punt. Deep for the Bills is Brandon Codrington. So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Bills offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with a man who went to high school nearby in Miami Central. It's James Cook. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. It was Zach Sealer in on the tackle. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 13. Good for a Bills 1st down.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Off the play fake, here's Allen. A pass caught right side by Coleman. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
A gain of 26
That one's good for 26 yards.
That's another Bill 1st down. A gain of 26 yards. 1st down Bills.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Man in motion is Coleman. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. They go right back to Coleman. He's got it again. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Complete to Keon Coleman. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 28-yard line.
2nd and inches. Here's Cook, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
And just like that, you go from 2nd and inches, where you think it's pretty much a given that you're going to move the chains, to now finding yourself in 3rd and 2 or 3. Great job by that defense. This completely changes this possession.
3rd down, it's Allen. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain. That's another Bills 1st down.
This has been a really impressive drive, Mike, really from the start. And this is something defenses want to force offenses to do. Methodically work their way down the field, but they've been highly efficient, and now they get another 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He was brought down by Jack Jones. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line.
So a field goal apiece here in that 1st quarter. 3-all is the score. And we're back to South Florida after this. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. It is 2nd and 6 as we are ready to get back underway. To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. This one not quite on target. And too much. That one falls incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
He'll try to keep the drive rolling, facing 3rd and 6. That's Palmer, the man in motion. To the air on 3rd down. Here's Allen. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
Allen working from the pistol. This one complete to Palmer. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 4-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Design run here for Allen. And that play took a little long to develop. They stop it for no gain at the 4.
You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight, but nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Here's 3rd and 2. Now Allen. Good blocking, and he's in. Josh Allen. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Now remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3, so they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills take a 10-3 lead.
Dolphins 3.
So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here's Eskridge now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense headed back to take over once more. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in.
Complete to number 30. Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 1. Man in motion here is Washington. Tua, give it to Achane. Into the secondary at the 45. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. A 19-yard pickup there. Good for a Dolphins 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Here's 1st and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. Off play action, it's Tua. It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. That one good for 29.
So the best thing this wide receiver is able to do here, Mike, on this crossing route is once he gets the ball in his hands, he's able to put his foot in the ground and get vertical. So often you see these guys get strung out sideline to sideline, and they're not able to pick up big yards after the catch. So really nice job here, and it leads to a big gain.
The tackle made by Joey Bosa. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 14-yard line.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. A run here with Achane. And he'll be close to a 1st down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
At the 11-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Well, what looked like an advantage for the offense, Mike, facing 2nd and short now has turned into a win for the defense. Back-to-back stops for a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on 4th down. They'll try it now with Achane. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
It's a turnover on
So this
downs.
play by the middle linebacker is all about play recognition. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? Once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Cook. Up the sideline, past the 30. Solid running there. He takes this up near the 35. A gain there of 21. 1st down, Buffalo.
A gain of 21.
Watch the running back's patience here, Mike. He's slow, and then he hits it. That's the key here. If he goes too fast, their linemen aren't ready yet. Really well executed, great run.
And he'll manage to work this forward to the 37. It was Zach Sealer in on the tackle.
You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, you're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Micah Fitzpatrick, multiple times All-Pro in his safety spot to record the sack.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Allen. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down. So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. Malik Washington deep for Miami. Now fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready for this next possession. In motion is Hill. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. That one into the hands of Hill. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 32-yard line.
Man in motion here is Washington. Here's a give to H.A. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Karen Johnson up to make the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap for Tua. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
This is where you see the frustration amongst the big guys up front really start to pile on. Collectively, individually, you do your job at a high level, but it's still going to go down in the stat sheet as a sack after, for the most part, doing a pretty good job.
Here's Jake Bailey now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. And he looks up, he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
On the tackle. A loss of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
It is 3rd and long. In motion, Shakir. On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Khalil Shakir. Incomplete. 3 and out. 4th down.
Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line.
First and 10.
The Dolphins offense getting set to get back to work. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Tua. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in, and that'll go down as an incompletion.
Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
They'll try again here, second and 10. On the carry, it's Achane. He'll work forward for a couple. Terrell Bernard, they're on the tackle.
35-yard line. That's a gain of 3. It's third and 7.
Third and 7. Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues.
Still third down.
So, after the 5 yards are walked off, they face third and long. Now a screen set up for Achane. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
It's fourth down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on fourth down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. The Bills' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll throw on first down with Allen. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete.
Well, if you like defensive football, this game's heaven because right now points have become a premium. Someone has to figure out a way to get something going, whether it's a field goal or even just a positive drive and play the field position game. Some offense has to take control of this game here at some point.
Josh Allen on the bootleg. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play. Third and long.
Third down and 12.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There is nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a fourth down.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's third and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim. So there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
And no return on this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Terrell Bernard. They're on the tackle.
1 yard gain. Brings up second and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9. In motion, it's Waddle. A play fake. Now 2 with a throw. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 40-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards.
It's a pickup of 12. First down, Miami.
First down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa to throw. Going for it all. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
You know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game.
That's complete. It's Jalen Waddle. And he'll get about 7. Still short of that first down. And they'll try to convert it on 3rd down. Throwing again, it's Tua. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Man in motion here is Washington. Well run with Achane. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
He's tackled at the 40.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. To the outside, he's got Waddle. And he's going to have a first down. They get into field goal range here at the 29.
Dolphins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
From the gun, here's Tua. That's taken in by Achane.
Tagovailoa's pass. Complete to Devon Achane. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 22-yard line.
2nd down and 3. Now Tua. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Dolphins cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Johnson now to return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bills offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Now a designed run. It's Allen. He's going to get this to the 37-yard line. The decision to keep it pays off. It's a pickup of 13 and a 1st down.
Mike, I think every offense would love to be able to call designed runs for their quarterback, but it's so dependent of who that quarterback is. And for this team, to be able to have that guy behind center, it just adds a different element to what they can do on offense.
He connects with Palmer on that one. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Bills 1st down.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
A short throw caught by Kincaid. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
He'll step up and run.
That play had sack written all over it. So that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They pick up 17 through the air. 1st down, Buffalo.
It's a gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Bills.
This is like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Allen going to make the read and hold on here. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Josh Allen, touchdown Buffalo. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for the 2nd half. Prater's extra point is good. And the Bills are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6.
Matt Prater
So now
is set to
Prater,
kick off.
after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here's Eskridge now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
The Dolphins take over first.
The Dolphins
and 10.
offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. In motion, Westbrook-Akine. And a nice defensive play there, coming through to make the play in the backfield.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Tungo Bailoa. Throw across his body is complete, and he's going to be taken down at the 37. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Dolphins first down.
For a Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points because so far this has been a struggle and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
To the air again, Tungo Bailoa. That is caught left side by Waddle. And he will score! Jalen Waddle. Touchdown Miami. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Now, here's the Dolphins and Tua going for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
That decision to go for 2 was made up from the very beginning. The moment they scored, you could see the head coach. He's signaling, we're going for 2. The touchdown was obviously a disappointing outcome defensively, but to able to get that stop, they can at least come off the field and catch their breath.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Johnson now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. The lead is 5 as they're going to start with this first down. From the gun, it's Allen. This one complete to Palmer. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
Well, any fear they might have had that they'd come out of the halftime break flat has completely gone out the window. They're not content, Mike, here, just having the lead. They're looking to extend it. A couple more plays like that, they're going to find themselves in scoring territory here very quickly.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line.
Second and 11. From the gun, throw here for Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. He gets this complete to Shakir. They get 19 on that pass play. Good for a Bills first down.
That's good for a Bills first down. A gain of 19
Anytime
yards.
you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
That's to the left side and taken in by Coleman. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
That's another
A gain of 21 on that pass play. First down, Buffalo.
And the Bills.
Well, the run
first
after
down.
catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Bradley Chubb on the tackle. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 19-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. That one knocked away. In the end zone, incomplete. But a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
A bit of a risky throw here in the end zone, Mike, and those windows down here tight, they close so much faster in this part of the field. By the time he let it go, the defender was already in position and was able to make a play on the ball.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. That is hauled in at the 5. And the Bills are looking at a 1st and goal. He's taken down at the 2-yard line.
Another Bills first down. 1st and goal, Buffalo.
That's just playing quarterback at a really high level, Mike. I mean, once he realizes his initial pre-snap read has changed, he just calmly goes through his progressions against this zone look. He ends up delivering a strike, and they keep the drive alive.
That is caught, and he's in. James Cook, touchdown, Bills.
Bills.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Dolphins 12.
So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Here's Eskridge now to return it. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Now, Tua and the Miami offense head out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. Fires left sideline. That is complete. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 65 yards.
What can I say, Mike? Good things happen when you get the ball to your tight end, but in all seriousness, think about what this guy has to handle in the passing game. Not only to be the possession guy, convert first downs underneath, but then have the ability to be the matchup to get downfield and be vertical.
And he will score! Devon Achane, touchdown Dolphins. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Riley Patterson now to add the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Dolphins have cut the deficit to 5.
Bills 24, Dolphins 19.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Johnson now to return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To the air is Allen. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 40-yard line.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the gun, here is Allen. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect. And it falls incomplete.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On 3rd and a couple, here's Allen. And that is incomplete.
Well, in a game that seems like it's gone all in their favor, that's kind of one of the rare cases where this offense didn't appear to be on the same page, because for as good as they have been all day long, this possession at least, they're going to stall out.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Devon Chad ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10.
And
that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
At the 24-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
Sometimes there's just nowhere to go, right? We ask these running backs, Mike, to do a lot of work, find space, create something out of nothing. Well, this time, he was able to create nothing out of nothing.
3rd down, 3 to go. Out of the gun, Tungo Vailoa. He's got the hook up there to Waddle. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, Miami.
That's good for a Dolphins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Well, there's not a lot to this route. Man coverage and you got a drag route. Give them a little something off the line and go. Win with speed. Good, accurate ball on the front shoulder pad allows him to pick up the rest after the catch and leads to a big gain.
Man in motion here is Washington. On the handoff, this is Achane. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 35-yard line.
A shotgun snap to Tua. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tungo Vailoa. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
By Joey Bosa. A loss of 10 yards. Brings up 4th down.
So back and forth they go as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're all set to kick this one away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there.
Roughing the kicker. Defense. Automatic 1st down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A run up the middle with Achane, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Larry Ogunjobi on the tackle. gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Tua. That's caught on the right side by Waddle. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
So the longer that play progressed, the more difficult it is to cover that crossing route. So what's the key? It starts with pass protection. Give the quarterback time to stay with his receiver and not be forced to check that ball down.
Off the bootleg, here's Tua. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
As you could probably imagine, Mike, this one really burns me. I mean, man, I wish my fellow tight ends catch every ball the entire game, but to be this open and not come down with it, I'm going to have to set a reminder. Next year at TEU, we're going to have to bring out some jugs machines.
Look at that pass, slinged it across his body and connected. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. They'll get 19 out of that play. Good for a Dolphins first down.
25-yard line.
Here in the fourth quarter, you just can't predict how many possessions you have left, so you can't let any of them go to waste. So far, this has been a fantastic drive. It's a drive that they desperately needed. They continue to throw the ball like that. They got a chance to take a late lead here in the fourth quarter.
On 1st and 10, it's Achane. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage. And I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
2nd and 10. In motion, it's Waddle. They'll fake the head. Now, Tua. Now he takes off. And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Miami. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that fourth quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now a big play here. Dolphins will go for 2.
The Dolphins are lining up for a 2-point conversion.
Off play action, it's Tua. And this time the rush gets home, and down he goes.
I'm always curious how a defense is going to respond. So you give up a touchdown, you give up 6, and now the offense is trying to extend it to 8. How are you going to buckle down? How are you going to hang in there? In this case, let's give them a little credit. Keep those 2 off the board, and they can come to the sideline and regroup.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. Now Codrington to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bills offense about ready to take over once more. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's Allen to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. And And he's going to be out of bounds at the 40-yard line. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up second and a yard at their 48-yard line.
From the 48-yard line, here's second and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, and it's third down.
Here is a big one. Third down and 2. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Bills bringing on the punt team. As he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. Now Tua and the Miami offense head out for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. Play action, it's Tagovailoa. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Ikhine. And he's going to be marked out up around the 33. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Anybody who thought this coach was going to get conservative with this late lead is sadly mistaken, Mike. They're out here still throwing haymakers with this passing game. They're not content with just having the lead. They're looking to increase it.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line.
13 yards.
Another catch on the drive. This one for 13 yards. And another first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8 at their 48-yard line.
From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's second and 8. Here's Tagovailoa. Now a screen set up for Achane. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
When you call a bubble screen, you're really putting a lot of faith that your skill players, your wide receivers and backs are going to be able to hold up there in space as blockers. And when you don't, sometimes you end up going backwards.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. This one working up. It is incomplete, so they go with the screen. It was snuffed out. And now it's fourth down.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Bills offense ready to get back to work. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Here's Allen now on 1st and 10.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 4. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up 3rd down.
Really nice play there by the defender, Mike, and not only to force the incomplete, but it's the timing. Understanding if he gets there too early, you bring in PI. You get there too late, it leads to a completion. That time he times it just right and knocks the ball away.
He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
That's good for a Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
Allen going to keep it on the zone read. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Good run after a good run. This one for 14 yards and another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
A run up the middle with Cook. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the 1st down.
So now they'll throw it with Allen. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Number 4, James Cook. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Dolphins' 19-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run. It's Ty Johnson. And he'll get it down to the 12. And that'll give him a new set of downs from in close.
And the Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Allen. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
2nd and inches at the 2-yard line.
Now 2nd and inches. They'll run with Cook. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here we go, 1st and goal. this one in. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
Remember, a field goal takes the lead, but first and goal, you're thinking touchdown. But you can't lose yards on first down. It completely changes your approach now on a goal-to-go situation. Give credit to the defense.
Now back at the 4 for second and goal. A run with Cook. And he's going to go backwards. Taken down at the 6. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. It'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. This crowd doing everything they can before third and goal. That's Palmer, the man in motion. They'll drop to throw. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments of the game where you need your best players to step up. This guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
This kick is good. They move out front and take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
So, after the field goal to take the lead, kicker is back out there to send this one away. Here's Eskridge now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Dolphins offense and receiver Jalen Waddle getting ready to go back to work. Here's first and 10. In motion, Westbrook-Akine. The RPO, that one is complete, and he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle, gets him down behind the line.
Back at the 24-yard line.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to first and 10. There's that man again, another catch. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's first down. From the gun, here's Tua. Over the middle, it's taken in by Waddle. And they'll take this down inside the 35. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. First and 10. Tua to throw again. Oh, the pressure too much. He goes down. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here, and they stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. now on 2nd and long. Here's Tunga Bailoa. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
As the saying goes, Mike, you need your big-time players to make big-time plays, and the moment doesn't get bigger than this. Find yourself down. A touchdown gives you a chance to win this thing in regulation, and I think they got shot.
And the rush gets there. Down he goes. So a road win here for the Bills. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.